Welcome once again. Today we want to look at equations involving indices. How do we solve equations involving indices? If we are given an expression of this kind, a to the power a is equal to b, and we need to solve for x, we are going to raise x to the power a multiplied by its reciprocal, which is 1 over a, is equal to b, again 1 over a. Whatever we do on the left hand side should also be done on the right hand side. Okay, why are we multiplying by 1 over a? We want this a and that a to cancel so that we solve for x. So in this case, it is going to be x a times 1 over a, which is equal to b 1 over a. So this is the same as over 1. A and a will be 1. 1 into 1 will be 1. 1 times 1, it is 1. So x to the power 1 is the same as x, which is equal to b 1 over a. So this is how it will be, like that. So the fractions that will be given, the equations that will be given to solve for x, we're going to be using this idea that I have just illustrated. Now we are given these examples. A, we want to solve for x in each of the following. A, x to the power 3 is equal to 8. Okay, then b, we have x to the power 1 over 3 is equal to negative 2. Okay, we'll add another example there. Okay, so in this case, we have x raised to the power 3. Okay, so it will be equal to x. We find the reciprocal of 3. The reciprocal of 3 here to be x to the power 3. Then the reciprocal of this 3 will be 1 over 3, which is equal to 8 to the power 1 over 3 also. So x, if you check here, it will be 3 times 1 over 3, which is equal to 8 to the power 1 over 3. So this 3 and that 3 will cancel. It will be 1. It will be, when we divide 3 into 3, it will be 1. 1 times 1, it will be 1. So it will be x is equal to, this is the same as the cube root of 8. The cube root of 8, so x will be equal to, what is the cube root of 8? The cube root of 8, the number that we multiply by itself 3 times to give us 8 is 2. So that is the answer. Then we come this side, it will be x is 1 over 3 times 3 over 1, which will be equal to negative 2 to the power 3. It is not necessary to put over 1 there. Okay, so x will be equal to 3 into 3. It will be 1. 1 into 1, it is 1. And x to the power 1 is the same as x, which is equal to negative 2 to the power 3. Negative 2 to the power 3 is the same as negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So x is equal to negative times negative, positive, positive times negative, negative. 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 2, 8. So it will be negative 8. So that will be our answer. Okay, I'll give few more examples on the same equations involving indices. I'll give more examples on equations involving indices so that we can see how we can solve them. Another example, 1c, we have x to the power negative 2 over 3. The power negative 2 over 3 is equal to 25. How do we solve this? How do we solve for x? So to solve for x, we should remain with x alone here. But how we remain with x should be clear, no witchcraft involved. Okay, so we're going to say x to the power negative 2 over 3, like that. We multiply by the reciprocal of negative 2 over 3, which will be negative 3 over 2, which is equal to 25 to the power negative 3 over 2. Therefore, here we're going to say x is equal to 2 into 2 is 1, 3 into 3 is 1, negative times negative, it is positive. So here x to the power 1 is the same as x, which will be equal to, in this case we're going to say 1 over 25 to the power 3 over 2. We express this negative index into a positive index, so therefore our x will be equal to 1 over the square root. Remember we said this is our n, this is our m. The square root of 25 to the power 3. And this will give us 1 over the square root of 25 is 5. 5 to the power 3, which will eventually give us 1 to the power 125. So x is equal to that. Okay, x is equal to 1 over 125. Okay, if you want to write it in a negative form, you are going to push the 125 up. It will be equal to x is equal to 125 to the power negative 1. But preferably, we need the answer to be in a positive form. Okay, another example that we can solve for, we have number 2. We have a, we're solving for x, 2x is equal to 8. 2x is equal to 8. So here we need to make the bases to be the same. When the bases are the same, we can easily cancel and find the value of x. So 2 to the power x is equal to 2 to the power 3. Because 2 to the power 3 we get 8. So we write 8 in index form. Remember, we have not changed the meaning. Okay, so once we have the bases which are the same, we can divide 2 into 2, it is 1. So therefore, our x is equal to 3. Our x is equal to 3. We can also look at something else. We can also look at, okay, something of this kind. 9 to the power x is equal to 3. Again, we're going to write 9 in index form, which will be equal to 3 to the power 2 x is equal to 3. So this is equal to over, this one is the power 1. Okay, so we have the same bases. So it will be equal to 3 to the power 2x, which is equal to 3 to the power 1. Okay, so when we have the same bases, even better, we can just divide 3 there, 1, 3 there, 1. Then we have 2x is equal to 1. Then we can solve this equation by dividing over 2 over 2. So our x is equal to half. Okay, our x is equal to half. I'll give one more example on how we can solve for x. I'll give one more example on how we can solve for x. Okay, our other example, which is 2c, we are solving for x. We have 64 to the power x, which is equal to 1 over 4. So to solve for x, we need to rewrite this fraction to have a negative power. We need to rewrite it to have a negative power. So it will be 64 power x is equal to 4 to the power 1. Then we can write 64 in another way without changing the meaning. We write it in index form. So to write 64 in index form, remember our aim is to have the same bases. Once we have the same bases, they can easily cancel. So 64 in index form will be 4 to the power 3 x, which is equal to 4 to the power negative 1. Okay, this we multiply index of an index. 4 to the power 3x is equal to 4 to the power negative 1. When we have such a thing, even better for us, we can just divide 4 there, 1, 4 there, 1. So 3x is equal to negative 1. Then we solve for x. So 3x to the power 1 will be equal to, we divide both sides by 3. which will give us x is equal to -1/3. Okay, so that is how we can work with fractional indices. This is how we can work with fractional indices. Thank you so much for having joined us on indices. This is where we end our topic. Thank you so much for having joined us. Check out for the class activity in the notes that will be given below.